Hi there, I'm Mike Sackley, reporter for KTAR News, and today we're going to demonstrate the Modobag, and this is a really, really cool invention. I'm here with Kevin O'Donnell, the founder and owner of Modobag. So tell me a little bit about what this is, first of all.
Okay, so Modobag is a carry-on size, 22 by 9 by 14 carry-on bag that is actually rideable. So it converts from a standard packable bag that goes in your overhead, and it has deployable foot pegs, extendable handlebars. It has a motor. We have new battery technology that exceeds all the requirements for the FAA, the TSA, and for the UN regulations for travel. So it's capable of going on the plane with you. It could also be checked in. Super safe. We also have USB chargers, so you can always charge your cell phone, your tablet. We've got a quick access laptop pocket for the frequent traveler that's constantly going in and out of security. We have retained 85% of the storage space in the bag, which is pretty amazing for a bag that does this much. It only weighs 19 pounds, and it'll move a 260-pound person. That's our weight limit on it. And we have an 8-mile range.
Great. What is this? What speed does this max out at?
8 miles an hour is our outdoor speed.
Okay.
We set up for 5 miles an hour for an indoor speed, which is very manageable. It's still super efficient. And basically that's what the whole innovation of the Modobag is about: efficiencies in life and being able to transport you instead of you having to like lug all your stuff around. We're kind of getting the lug out of luggage.
Right. I was going to say, Kevin, probably one of the toughest things for travelers is trying to make a tight connection, because sometimes a flight's delayed and then they got to try and get to the whole other side of the terminal before I got to imagine this gets them there a lot quicker, and they might make flights more than they miss them with this bag.
Yeah, the efficiencies of even the individual having to transfer flights and making that tight connect. So much easier, and you don't show up sweaty and spend the next hour and a half on the plane. Oh my gosh, I wish I could take a shower. You could be the last one off the plane. You could be the first one through customs. Right. It really is. It's really just it changes the whole travel experience. I mean, the stress is out of it. Plus, one of the byproducts of the functional aspect of it is as soon as you get on it, you're gonna smile. It's like a response that nobody can help. As soon as you start zipping around on it, you're gonna have a cheeser, I guarantee it.
Very good. Well, let's give it a shot. Let's see how it goes.
So I'm gonna have you sit right in the middle.
Okay.
And then you have the pegs on either side, so place your feet. You can do midfoot, toes, whatever's most comfortable for you. Everybody develops their own rider position after a short period of time.
Okay.
Grab the handlebars just like you would on a bicycle or a motorcycle. Here's your brake handles right there, and now you have a thumb throttle. It's very responsive, so press down on it slowly.
Okay.
And your straightaways, you're fine, but before you make your turns in the beginning, do the turn slowly until you get used to it, and then you'll get your own lean and you'll develop your own style.
Okay, sounds great. Let's give it a go.
Slowly press down.
Wow.
and you're rolling. And then when you're doing your turns, you can kind of lean a little bit.
Yep.
Give it some more gas in the straightaways. It's got a tight turning radius.
Yeah, that's great.
And then when you get in the straightaway, give it a zip, then you can brake. The brakes are dual brakes, so they're very responsive.
Yeah, I was going to say that brake's pretty quick, too.
Yeah, dual brakes, super responsive, easy thumb throttle. You have an 8-mile range on it. So, I think the longest connection in the world, if the person got the worst transfer in an airport, is 2.25 miles.
Yeah.
So you'd be able to do that.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you got to get used to the lean part.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you're trying to brake quickly. This is cool, though.
Yeah, it'll make the longest connections in any airport.
Yeah.
And if you sit forward a little bit, just a little bit more. Again, everybody finds their center of gravity after you ride it for 5 or 10 minutes. It'll be like you get on a bicycle, and it becomes second nature.
Get through those tight spots. And I got to imagine, too, because you got a lot of people who are walking with their luggage, and you're kind of coming by on this little kind of machine, and, maybe they won't be seeing you, too. So.
Well, you know what? You're like a 6-year-old kid. People run over kids,
sure,
right? It's the same thing. And as you come up, you can go the same speed as walkers.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we didn't put a horn on it. We want you to be like courteous bikers or anybody else that's in transportation. Be like, excuse me, passing on the left. You can zip around, tuck back in, and go with the flow. You get your opening, you cruise along, and the little quicker speeds in the open areas, and then for the long lower terminals or college campuses, convention centers for business people, anywhere where, you have the long commutes, movie sets. We've had them used on movie sets, and they love them. It's like an average of like 8 miles for like the best boy grip. We've had him test one for a week. You get in those open areas, you can go to the outdoor speed because there is no traffic. And then you're at basically a 3-hour marathon pace. You've got all your gear inside. You show up. I mean, it's a life efficiency tool. It really makes a huge difference. And then it's fun because you can't help smile.
I was gonna say, you're just riding around the airport like, yeah, top of the world feeling, right?
Yeah.
It's great because, I mean, you can fit this inside a carry-on. It's a carry-on bag. You can fit this in the overhead, and you have a lot of storage. So if you're going on for a few days, you could probably put everything right in here.
Yeah, it works out great. I usually, for like the longer trips where, I'm doing like a couple, I've been traveling a lot, which isn't my normal thing since this took off, but I do a backpack in this, and, and I'm good for, 4 days.
Yeah, and then once you get into the jetway, unless you want to race down the jetway, you can actually pick this up and
you can
walk it along like a regular bag, right?
Wheel it, but like I usually go, I check in, I get my seats at flight, and then I cruise to whatever terminal I want and pick up like whichever one of the restaurants I want to go to, and then I just cruise back with my meal for the flight.
Yeah.
So
what do you think of this? Is this kind of like the new wave of luggage, of suitcase for people?
It's definitely the future of travel, and not only from like the individual's perspective, but including the airlines. They're all about customer service. The airlines with the greatest service in the world still have customers that are upset when they get on the plane because of what they had to do since they went curbside to get to that gate. This solves that problem. So this is the thing that makes your travel efficient. This is the thing that, when you're traveling with, the kids and everybody else, you're not lugging multiple bags. You can have a little family cruising along like mom duck and the little ducks behind, and the kids are smiling. My buddy who does all our digital assets, Tommy takes his son Cody, who's 3 years old, and I don't think we can recommend this. I have to talk to the attorneys as we get bigger or whatever, but he puts him right here in front, and Cody just puts his hands on the handlebars, and Tommy just cruises with them, and the kid's smiling. He's a little maniac, but the kid gets on this, and he's like, Modobag. He's been saying it since he's 2.5. And it changes the experience completely for them.
That's wonderful. So Kevin, where can people find out more information about Modobag?
We're available on Indiegogo right now. The retail price is $14.95. We're selling it at 30% off for our early adopters at $9.95 on Indiegogo. We have 15 days left in the campaign. I think we've sold just shy of 250 units so far. And they'll be delivering to your home January 2017. Full-blown manufacturing this year. Shipping and fulfilling in January.
Wonderful. Well, Kevin O'Donnell, thanks so much for joining us and bringing us along for the ride today.
Thank you for having us.
Enjoyed it. Thanks so much.